How to get into the Ivies, International Student Edition, coming from someone who got into Harvard, Stanford, and other top schools. Okay, so I had a lot of comments about doing like a series specifically for international students. So this video is for you guys, but I want to preface this by saying obviously I did not apply as an international student, so I can only speak based off of my friends' experiences and the research that I've done. So the first and foremost, the biggest thing for international students is that Ivies are going to look at if they can verify that you are a top candidate from your nation. What that means is be really careful with school-specific awards and also for privately paid programs with no other credentials. Number one, for awards, there are a lot of different international awards, such as the Harvard Crimson Global Essay Contest, which is, like the name suggests, open to anybody globally, and this is for anybody who's interested in writing like creative writing or journalism pieces, things like that. They have different categories so you can submit, but prizes like this, where it's open to both the US and international, plus it's associated with a very reputable name and company, that winning that is like something that AOs know the name of and they can associate it with something that they recognize, so they're more likely to put value onto it into your application. Plus, it obviously doesn't hurt that it counts as an international award. In alignment with that, for STEM students, almost every country has a math Olympiad or physics Olympiad that's like through the actual country's Ministry of Education. So that is always something reputable that also all the AOs know about. You can join your country's official Olympiad team, and then qualifying for nationals through that is a very good sign. Number two, government or university-sponsored research is also great. Ivies tend to trust research that is not like through like a paid program necessarily, especially if it's international, but from like a recognized kind of body. So that's why programs through like your local university or even your own high school, that has a lot more credibility. I know in some countries you can't necessarily publish research, so even sharing your research through like presentations in your local community or distributing it online through like social media graphics, like that's one way to bypass, I guess, different regulations and get your work out there. Number three, I think that's something that's slightly underutilized is national media. Whether it's like sharing about your community organization and service work that you've been doing, or if you're kind of into like writing an op-ed for like a newspaper and getting your work featured, all those point to your country essentially acknowledging that what you do is legit and authentic, and that's something that also Ivies will look favorably upon. I'm not sure what number I'm on. I think I'm on 4. But in regards to like founding your own projects, such as starting your own nonprofit or community organization, I actually recently wrote a book called Youth, where it talks about how you can expand internationally and how you can demonstrate traction internationally. But just in general, I know a lot of different countries have different regulations, as like you can't start a school club or you can't fundraise in certain areas, or you can't use certain social media platforms, which obviously puts a lot of barrier into like the actual demonstrated impact you can make. But I would say that like even helping like 2 families throughout like many years and having tangible impact stories from that is very like successful. You could think about solving local problems rather than trying to scale your organization super big in your country itself. So whether that's like disaster relief, or if there's a, I guess, like community issue that your specific community is tackling, and you create some sort of organization or volunteer effort that kind of rallies the people in your neighborhood even to solve that issue, such as like famine relief or conservation efforts, things related to like natural disasters or war or poverty that's going on. All of that, even just like targeted local impact, can show a lot, and Ivies again look favorably upon that. I think because in the US like nonprofit work and service work is a lot more elevated, it's harder to stand out unless you have like this big like national, international traction. But when you're an international student, think less about like expanding to different countries and more so focusing on like your specific community, especially because I think a lot of international countries face a lot of different varying issues, I guess, compared to more developed countries like the US. And then lastly, obviously, proof of English academic readiness. So what that means is like taking advanced coursework and showing positive like English test scores. I hope this was helpful. If you guys have specific questions or have different video topics that you want me to do to go more in depth, let me know. Bye guys, love you.